I'll tell you what I don't believe in. Can I do that? All right, I don't believe in laws or the system by any means whatsoever. I try not to obey them at any time.
Oh.
That's what I believe in, not believing in.
So what keeps you alive?
4 big bottles of water a day, 2 packs of Marlboro Reds, and what keeps me alive? Shit. Music. I have to listen to music all day long. I'd say that keeps me going. I'm a pretty dark person. I've thought about ending it a million times, and I have to say that music keeps me here. By far, the main thing.
Thank you.
Throwback. DJ
Sitting
Chris.
in the studio thinking about which move would go right now. Freestyle or write down, whatever. It's still a come up clever. I just
This
need
is
to
Kendrick
free my
Lamar,
thoughts, and Lord knows
K-Dot.
that I know better.
K-Dot,
But I
sorry.
ain't perfect. I ain't seen
The
too
Heart
many
Part
churches.
2.
I know them Testament verses.
Do you know who makes this beat?
She either hear me now or
This
go
was
down,
a
or end
flip,
up
'cause this
dead,
is
die
somebody
trying
else's
and no
song.
death.
Oh, okay.
Might end up dead, swallow blood, swallow my breath. Fuck a funeral, just make sure you pay my music respect, nigga.
The Roots.
I
That's
made
what's
that
flipped.
from
It's
the
a
okay.
Roots
bottom
track.
of my heart. You see, my art is all I have, and victory tastes sweet. Even when the enemy can throw salt, still knock them out the park like
This
a
was,
fucking tow car.
off
Let bygones be
of
bygones, but
Overly
where I'm
Dedicated,
from,
right? I
Bygones
think.
and more guns to give to the
Yes.
young.
Well, in that era, 'cause
there was a
yeah.
time, yeah.
Inside the system, all you envision is trap niggas. My uncle doing life inside prison. He wasn't rap too tight. He told me rap about life, not rap niggas.
Whoa.
That's why I'm shaking my head when you rap dissing.
Whoa.
My stomach start turning, my nerves get to twitching. I start evaluating, then my final intuition.
We're on the Heart Part 5 now, though.
Yeah.
Jeez.
This came out 11 years ago. Well,
Yeah.
it was posted on YouTube 11 years ago.
Yeah. Overly Dedicated's old, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty old. Shit. I'd like to welcome everybody back to the StepBrothers podcast episode
Should know this. 177, I think.
177.
I think.
Yeah, let's make it official. Like a referee with a whistle.
Ooh, 177.
Episode 177, man. It's your host with the most, Chris Minor, a.k.a. Dino Spumoni, extra cheese and pepperoni, a.k.a. Talk to Me Nice,
Nice.
a.k.a. the young Chris Kringle, the gift that keeps on giving you. It was good, Dalton.
Boom. If you haven't noticed by now.
Yes, now.
Just for this
now,
episode
now.
only.
Maybe.
Yeah, sometimes. But we're back at my house.
Back at the
my
crib.
actual house. The
Back
one
to the crib.
the one we got.
Yeah.
Because one, it was easier for today. And then two, I want to put my son on. So I didn't want to take him all the way off it. So you'll hear a little Google Gaga and
Yeah.
maybe probably a cry though. He's a
Eventually.
crybaby. He's a crybaby.
Sometime during the EP.
But yeah, so that's where we're at. So we're in this
I want to
bitch.
stand corrected about our last episode.
What happened?
When I was wearing the leather,
Yeah.
I said that "Tell Me What You Want" was by Jodeci.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was wrong. It's Drew Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even peep that.
Yeah, I thought about it. I was like, "Fuck, I fucked that up," and somebody's gonna call
And
me
they
out
did.
on that. No, I called myself out
Okay,
on it
okay.
because I actually,
I thought
when I
that-
got home, it just didn't sit with me. I was like, "Is that Jodeci or Drew Hill?" But that was the thing back
Well, at
in the
least you
day.
thought about it, you know. Yeah.
That was the thing back in the day. Like Cisco sounding like
Yes.
K. Or
I hate
JoJo.
that though. I hated
They
that.
do kind of sound alike.
I get it, but he can't help how he sing. That's his voice.
I don't know, man.
He even talks like that.
He does have that little lispy.
Let
thing.
the man shine, bro.
But I don't know. Yeah, I ain't got no issue.
Bro,
I
he made the thong song. I don't want to hear about it.
I just got confused, and it was easy to get confused.
Yeah.
So
got you.
that was I wanted to clear that up immediately, and I think we need to put Tuesday on retainer too, because
Friggin' man.
because I couldn't find that Terrence Martin post, which was on Instagram and wasn't
Oh
on
yeah,
Twitter.
so he did the Googles for
Oh
you,
yeah,
didn't
he found. He was
Yeah.
like, "This is what you were talking about. This is what
Yeah.
you were looking for."
So did you find out what he said?
I do have it. You want to hear it now? Because you still didn't hear it, right?
Yeah, you never told me the full thing. You just like paraphrased. I want to know the whole shebang.
I was actually looking for it today. Life's been a little crazy since Mother's Day. I had to DM a lot of people. That was all on Sunday, Sunday, Tuesday. There it is. Thank you. Yeah. So This is from Terrence Martin, who is a frequent collaborator with, let's
instrumentalist,
say, TDE.
saxophone.
Let's say TDE. That's like what y'all would have heard most of his stuff probably through them.
Well,
if you don't know who he is.
Yeah, he worked with Kendrick, Thundercat, Flying. He does a lot of stuff. Like if you hear saxophone in California music, it's probably him. Generally. Yes.
All right. So he starts by saying, to all my rap friends with love, dear rap friends, it just hit me. I've helped people my whole career. I help the biggest artists to the smallest artists, whether it be producing a record or playing keys or sax solos or bringing in musicians to enhance the album, to just giving game from all of my experience. Now I realize that the love and help I've been giving for years has never returned when I needed it.
Yeah, got it.
I had way publishing, credit, money, etc. on the strength of relationships, on the quote unquote love, and watch my quote unquote rapper friends overpay these producers who come to me for pointers and tips. Is the ultimate slap in the face. So I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not working with any rap friends. With love, Terrence Martin.
Hey,
What's this nigga look like? I don't even know what he look like.
light skinned dude.
Yeah, he's light skinned. All right.
Yeah, that's a shame, man, because he's very talented. His last 2 albums were executive produced by Quincy Jones and everything. Like,
dope.
He's not wrong. He has like a lot of music connects. Like I'm talking about like instrumentalists, like because he plays actual instruments.
Yeah.
So like I said, he does a lot of keys, saxophone, background vocals and shit. He's all over these projects. He's all over Thundercat shit. Like he does. Like when they go on tour, he's generally a musician in a band.
Mm-hmm.
There's a jazz musician named Kamasi Washington. He's done back stuff for him as well. Like you got all this shit that he does. It's just a shame that, but it is a good lesson for him to learn that.
Yeah.
That
learn it before it drains you of not wanting to even pick up.
Luckily, I'm sure he's fine because he does so much, and I know he can't be talking about Kendrick though. That would be super sad because he was all over Pimp Butterfly.
Who knows, man?
But sounds like he learned a valuable lesson though. That, unfortunately, that's the super nature of music business, as we've known for Miles.
Brandon.
I'm Brandon.
Talked to Brandon
Jazz,
for an hour
Yeah.
and a half almost today, and we covered a lot of different things. But we definitely talked about this Terrence Martin situation because I'm trying to get the info. I know he be in these rooms and stuff.
Yeah,
like people talk.
Same walks. Yeah.
So while we're on the subject of TDE and all this jazz.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Nice.
I didn't even know I did that. Kendrick dropped the Heart Part 5, right? On Sunday, right?
Yep.
Mother's Day.
That was the beginning.
That was the beginning.
All these deep fakes on the faces. You got Kobe, Nipsey, Kanye,
Jussie,
Will Smith, Juicy Smollett.
Juicy, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you said OJ, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't catch the hoopla.
Right.
I didn't catch it. I didn't know what was going on. I had some personal things going on at the time.
That he did.
But the next day, Monday, because the first thing that I saw, I wasn't on Twitter.
Yeah.
No YouTube, no Instagram. So when I finally did, get access. The first image I saw was a deep fake Dr. Umar.
Oh yeah.
It was, his face on Kendrick's with the hair and everything. I was like, why is
Dr. Umar?
Yeah, so why is this happening?
Yeah.
So I was with Ryan that night. Shout out to Ryan. He was like, "Oh, you ain't Kendrick dropped the Heart Part 5. It was a video. It was crazy and da 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 da." And that was the first text that I got from you was that text. Like when I got the phone turned back on.
Right, because I was like, I remember I said it and turned green. I was like, what the fuck? And then I found out why.
Yeah.
But I was like, yo.
Yeah. So I immediately went to YouTube.
Yeah, watch the video.
Watch the video. Start I didn't even let it get. I think I got to I don't even remember what part. I can't remember. It's been like 4 days. I just know I started it over before it finished. Like the video.
You're like, okay, run it back.
Yeah, because I was like, nah, something going on.
Yes.
And I was listening to the beat is the Marvin Gaye joint.
Yep.
I was like, wow, like one thing I noticed about this particular song was that, and that I don't think I've ever like unpacked from him before, is that there's lines and schemes inside of lines and schemes
Yeah.
for each line and scheme type thing. And I was like, how do you even do that? Like as a writer, as a rapper, like, and to make all this shit rhyme. That sidebar, I was listening to Bad Bunny's new album. Well, I listened to a song. Somebody told me to listen to one of the songs off there, and I was just like, bro, I don't understand what he says. It sound good,
Right?
You know what I'm saying? It sound, I know. Me no speed, but I just imagine how, like, I have an appreciation for it though, because
absolutely.
I know their words don't work like our words. So like the way that they have to rap is very interesting because they're not necessarily rhyming.
Yeah, I think we talked about this exact thing when I was talking about, like people that's foreign language, Japanese, for instance,
right.
having to figure out.
Right. That's crazy to me. So anyway, Kendrick, and then it got to the deep fake part with OJ, and then he started morphing, and I was like, whoa, this is very seamless. You know, I was talking to Steph about it actually. Some of them looked a little wonky, like Kanye's looked a little wonky.
Yeah.
Kobe's looked a little wonky.
Will Smith was great.
Will Smith, I really, especially when he started dancing at the end and his facial expression, like Will would dance like that, and make these faces, and you can see the pain on his face, like more than anybody else's. To me, for some reason, the pain on Will Smith's face was way more.
So with the deepfake stuff, generally, like face shape is important. That's why I think the Kanye one kind of, because Kanye's a little puffy, his surgery. So like, I think that's
and
why,
Kobe was
because it tried to, it tried to match it to. So of course, it's like the face app, kind of squish it. That's what it did. And squish it onto.
So that makes sense why Kobe's didn't really work either, because he's a slimmer face.
Yeah,
but
Nipsey's was good too.
Nipsey's was good. OJ's was great. Like even the lighting on OJ shit was like immaculate. I was like, damn, that nigga kind of handsome. And then
either way, really cool.
And then of course, like we said, Will Smith, Juicy Smollett. But yeah, it gets to the Nipsey part, and I was like, damn, bro, shit's powerful. It's just powerful, man. And then he threw up, 6-0. He threw up the neighborhood crib at the end, and I was like, that's very bold, to do. Even though I'm assuming because I don't know, but I'm assuming like the politics out there. No, Kendrick doesn't gangbang or whatever, so it's like they know all this is him paying respect. So like nobody's gonna like set trip on him for doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Kendrick's solid though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's solid. Yeah. But beautiful song, beautiful video. The messaging, like, it's crazy because when he did morph into Kanye, he mentioned the bipolar thing.
Yes.
But then he said, this I was like, bro, this nigga the greatest. The nigga said, niggas clock in for work, off of work, the whole work scheme. I was like,
now you doing paperwork,
and late for work. I was like, yo, this nigga's different, like for real. Hold on, I gotta read that shit. That shit was immaculate, bruh.
Yes, that was this was because we like he kind of just was like, hey, this album's coming out.
Yeah,
this is the wind up.
No single. We didn't get the cover till like 2 days ago.
Yeah, which I love. I love that single.
Yeah, I love the cover.
Yeah,
I love both the covers. The Heart Part 5 cover is all those people's hands that we just spoke of, and they're all holding up 5, which is very dope. 6 hands, but who's counting? Really? Where is this bar at? The purpose. Celebrating. Check out the drum. Oh, I passed it. I gotta find it. Humanized. Crack a bottle.
You look at the lyrics.
Hey, man, water.
He has to decipher it from the source.
Cause I want to
look at Rap Genius or something.
No, I'm on Apple Music.
Oh,
I ain't trying to decipher it. I just want to read it.
Rap Genius will have it laid out.
Yeah, but definitely. If I don't find it right now, it was the bipolar.
It was the bipolar.
Okay, well, fuck, I'm upset. How am I missing this?
I don't know.
That's okay. It should be right here. If I was our friends, bipolar, grab you by your pockets. No options if you froze up. Niggas going to work and selling work, late for work, working late, praying for work, but he don't pay for work. Yeah, that was I botched that, but still it was pretty good. Yeah,
It's pretty good.
Niggas going to work, selling work, late for work, working late, praying for work, but he don't pay for work. Yeah, I thought he said, but he on paperwork. Which is what I think he said, but Apple didn't.
I thought he said that.
Yeah, like that's why I fucked it up at the end because I was like, he didn't say, but he's on paperwork.
Yeah, that's what I thought it said. But
great. So that was, what day was that?
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day,
Yeah.
Sunday. So we had to wait 6 days or whatever.
Yeah, the cover dropped on Thursday, like Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
Yeah, and because then he had an image with 2 discs.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh, is it a double disc
It's a
album?"
double disc album.
And then the cover dropped, and then here we are Friday.
We're here on Friday recording this. I stayed awake.
I knew I wasn't gonna be able to listen to midnight,
Right.
but once I woke up, the first thing I did was play it.
Yeah.
And now double disc, it is a double disc album, 9 songs each. I was like, cool, not too aggressively long. Both equal number, which is good. I was like, but what does it mean, Chris? what does it mean? Because as we discussed last week, what is this going to sound like? What are we looking at here? Because we got all these different versions of Kendrick from Overly Dedicated Section 80.
Right.
Then his actual debut at Good Kid, Mad City. Then you got
I'm not on camera.
Super Left Field to Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah.
Then we go veer to an overramp to Damn.
Right.
Now where are we at? Okay, we get the Black Panther soundtrack. Then we get Untitled Unmastered, the Black Panther soundtrack.
Untitled Unmastered was before Damn.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
for To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then we get the Black Panther soundtrack.
Get top on the phone. Yep.
And so you're like, okay, what's happening? Dead silent. Features.
Yeah. Well, who's he featured? I know the Baby King.
Well, he's always like he's like Schoolboy shit, J-Rock shit.
Yeah, yeah,
And then Baby Keem comes out of place, you know. And then we've talked about it. Family Ties.
Crazy.
Drops. Range Brothers.
Crazy.
Drops. So you're like, okay, is this the new Kendrick sound? You know, what is this? And then you find out PG Lane, his company, his label. And then this is like his last TDE album, his first PG Lane album.
Very big.
So you're like, what is this?
Obviously, I'll first listen. I really like the album. I appreciate the album. And I was trying to catch certain things on the first listen. One thing that he said is that he had writer's block for 2 years.
Yes.
And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, and then
I feel him, bro. That shit's hard.
And then the very first song, United in Grief. He said, I've been grieving for 1,000 something days. And that's like how long it's been since Damn came out or something, I think is what it was. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
But here's what, so like we said, what is this album? What this album is basically, in all intents and purposes, after listening to it multiple times all day, is Kendrick, one, getting his shit off in 2 different ways. His rap shit off, and then his personal feelings off. Because basically it's a therapeutic project to me. That's what it sounds like. It kind of sounds like a diary.
Yeah, journal entry.
Because he talks about meeting a therapist.
Right.
And then all these different, definitely there's some really deep shit on here, like for real.
One thing that I didn't realize until towards the end of the album, because I didn't know what that clacking noise was after certain
Stepping.
tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
stepping,
it was
yeah.
tap dancing.
Yeah.
He was like, stop tap dancing around these subjects.
Yes.
And really get into what is your trauma and what's been bothering you. Like, don't just scratch the surface. You really gotta, like, don't dance around this shit.
Yes.
So it was that layer. Then it was the other layer of him saying, like, yo, I'm not your savior. Like, I don't even trust my neighbor. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's a
whole song about that.
Yeah,
Because he talking about J. Cole's not your savior. Future's not your savior. LeBron's not your savior.
Right.
Yeah.
I was there was a tweet about I saw was basically saying, you know, their perspective of this album is Kendrick is telling people like, or he's not trying to save the world anymore, like through his music.
Right.
And with this album in particular, he's really, you know. And so I was talking to Brandon about it, and I was like, man, I guess that's what being a parent, part of your journey is of being a parent will do that to you, like your priorities, you know,
Right.
what you care about and what you're trying to get to and what you don't want to happen to your family and your kids and stuff like that. And yeah, I thought that was, I mean, yeah, definitely gonna have to listen to it more than once.
Yeah, there's no
Because
way.
there's too much to break down
I
within
mean-
the album. But I mean, I was on Twitter while listening to the album. I know that's counterproductive if you're trying to give your attention to something. But the first song I saw everybody talking about was obviously the song where he's talking about fucking the white girl.
Yeah, West Side
whatever.
Steppers.
Okay. And then, but the song that I saw that everybody liked the most, like tweet after tweet after tweet, was the Father song.
Oh, Father Son. Yeah.
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 There's so many people who were like, yo, this the one, this the one,
And
this the one.
I know why.
That beat's crazy.
The beat's crazy.
Sample's crazy.
But then also
The content.
that is something that I think as a man, a lot of people can relate to. That exact thing. Because it's about, I am so ingrained, like my dad's teachings are so ingrained in me. And then him like realizing like, damn, he didn't know all the answers. He was just doing
what he was
knew.
told.
And
yeah.
then like, because the line that was really important to me was I saw Drake and Kanye, and he was like basically saying like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Then he was like realizing like that's more on me than them. Like
Right.
me getting upset about that shows where I'm at like, mentally.
Right.
Because they buried the hatchet, and he's like, I wouldn't do that.
So basically,
Yeah.
where I'm from or how I was raised, if
Not
it's
doing
fuck
that
you,
shit, yeah.
it's fuck you type
Yeah.
shit. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
not doing
saying?
that, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a great lesson. Obviously, surprised to hear Ghostface on the album.
Love it. I always love a good Ghostface feature.
Yeah, not that it sounded like he was fed up with the world and shit. The other big surprise was seeing Kodak's name on the credits was one thing.
Yeah.
As far as because he's featured on
He's very active on the
a
album.
song, yeah, but he's kind of doing these interludes and all that stuff.
Narrating and
Yeah, and that was
Worldwide Staples.
yeah, that was dope. Shit, I don't know the names of these songs quite just yet, so don't. Mother I Sober. Woo!
That is that's the one you have to be ready to listen to.
Yes.
You can't just dive in.
So I text my sister about that song.
Oh, Jennifer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Last night, bruh. Well, this morning. And I sent her the song, even though she ain't got Apple Music. I was like, yo, just
Find a way.
by the way. I said you need to listen to this song. I mean, the whole album, but this song in particular. So she texts me back about damn near 20 minutes later. And she said, I did. Can you, in plain terms, tell me why, though? Curious. And I'll leave that at that. We talked about it. But
Yeah.
I was like,
Did she enjoy the song?
I would assume so.
Okay.
But I think, I mean, one thing she's been telling me about is her going to therapy.
Oh, yeah, nice.
So she's telling me how much that helped her. Obviously, that I need to go, and that you have to like analyze all this shit that's been happening and that was happening and that's continued to happen because that's the only way you can like break through or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I thought that song was very. I think another relatable song. Oh, that was it. I saw that they said on top of saying like Kendrick's not trying to save the world, like this album humanized him as well.
Yeah.
Because you thought you heard it all like already as far as like, yo, Top almost killed my dad at the burger joint or whatever, and I grew up around people that drank all the time and all these different points, but like it was damn near bare. So when we were watching that Sean C thing, or when I was watching it just a minute ago, you talking about these flows and stuff, I don't necessarily think that was the purpose of this album, was for him to showcase his rapping ability. I mean, he can always rap.
Yeah,
but
he's done that.
Yeah,
we've seen it. We
and
know.
I think, and I honestly, I really think this way. What he did on Family Ties, like he don't have to show me anything else as far as rapping goes, because I know he's
done
capable
that
of
more
it.
than once. Though.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I was floored on that though. I don't think there was a few times I've been floored by Kendrick throughout his career. I'd say, including Family Ties, I'd say probably about 3 times where I was just like floored, like, holy shit, this guy can.
Like, wait, what?
Yeah, he can really.
Yeah, like you like froze.
Yeah, maybe 4, because I thought about the nostalgia joint over there.
That shit is, especially when you get like the full breakdown of that shit.
Yeah.
With all the numbers.
Yeah.
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 But nah. But yeah, like I said, it's like it's very like, and I get like the thing that like humanizes them, because generally a lot of people, we're all guilty of it. Whenever you see these people, like you know, like most of the time, yeah, they struggled. Now they're here.
Right.
Like they reached the heights.
This is all that they were trying to work for.
This is it. This is the summit.
Yeah.
There's nothing that can be wrong with them.
Right.
And we're all guilty of this. No matter what height you reach, you know, there's your biggest enemy is always yourself. You don't, like, no matter where you're at, money wise, status wise, achievement wise, there's always going to be something where you're like, maybe when you're there, you're like, that's still not enough. I want more. Right. Or you're like, okay, now what? Yeah. You feel empty because I've hit every goal I got, you know? Or especially with Kendrick, he has done all these things, like accolade wise, and then he started a family, and he took time off for that family. And I think that's very important, because I think that gets lost sometimes, that these people have families just like the rest of us. Right. Maybe they have a nicer house, their kids ain't got to worry about certain things that we worry about.
Right.
But at the end of the day, when, like, Raiden's here, right? So when he was born, my whole life changed automatically, right? It doesn't matter what status in life I am. Still, my whole purpose now, in essence, is to keep him alive, right? Because he is a newborn. He can't do anything himself. Right. Me and Shelby's job is to keep him alive. Right. So, and then me as the dad, I don't get as much time off as Shelby does. She's off until the end of June. Right. I had 2 weeks to see him grow. I come home every day, but he's been with my wife all day. So he has the thing where when she leaves the room, he can feel it. Like, that's kind of how, and he was in her womb for 9 months. You know, they have the connection. Like, as a father, you're like, man, I'm kind of, when they're a newborn, you kind of take a back seat. Right. This is not your, like, I feed my son, I change his diapers. Right. He sleeps on me.
With that bonding, like, yeah,
I still bond with my son, but this time is for his mother. So I think it's very important that he could take off the time to be with his kids and do that stuff at these levels. And then that probably put a lot of stuff in perspective, which helped him write this kind of music, which still shows no matter where you are, we all have the same issues. It all goes back to we all shit and piss. Yeah. There's not any different. Right. Billionaires shit the same as me. They might shit on a nicer toilet. Right. It's still a fucking toilet. They take a shit. That's and then fact. Him, you know, being like, you know what, I need therapy. And then going to it and then being able to speak about these things. And I do like the model of artists taking time off to experience life. Right. Which is like, because I think that how music is with streaming and stuff is absorbed today, we don't give artists enough time to do that. Right. Especially if they're up and coming. I think he came in at a good time where he can, like, him and J. Cole can do that whenever they want, because people will, they allowed him to grow. They're stamped. Yeah, they allow him. But if I came out now and tried to do that, it would not work, because what else now? What else are you going to do?
Well, Frank Ocean was able to.
But Frank Ocean also dropped Channel Orange back in the Gap. That was a highly regarded album.
Oh yeah,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now, if I try to do that, they would not give me the luxury of doing so. Yeah. So it's just because you got to experience life to, especially to write music. Because I mean, after what he's done, like what else could he have told us? And
Right.
now it's like, this is all current things. And then also stuff that pulls back way a lot of privacy layers about stuff that him and his mother went through. And then how him, like the Mother I'm Sober song, shit's harder when you're sober. Like that shit hits harder when it hits different when you're sober.
Yeah.
Because it masks stuff. And him saying like, because he always said that I never did drugs. He didn't get high, but alcohol was his thing. And then that's kind of what he dealt with. And then the one we talking about in the car, his mother thinking he was molested and him saying, no, I was not. But she said, yes, you were. But
Right.
like trying to tell him. And then that was it her brother or cousin? I don't remember.
I think it was the cousin.
Okay. It was a close family member, by the way. And then she did not believe Kendrick. And it came from her having the same situation. But it actually happened to her and she was like, no. So she just thought it had, and it's a wild, like
360.
but it's a wild to like
but the trauma,
say this.
like it's the way I kind of had the notion that Mr. Morals, the title of the albums in the Big Steppers or whatever, was going to be kind of like this.
Yeah.
Like, especially when he was like like every other rapper has been molested.
Yeah.
They just don't want to admit it, so they're hiding it with these tattoos and jewelry and designer and all that stuff. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
That's something to really think about. Like,
And then he said the thing with like, like, oh, what was the line? He said like, so maybe next time take a double look when they're walking home with their uncle or something like that. Like, I was like, oh, damn. I don't want to think like that.
Right.
But,
but growing like black, I don't know, but yeah.
It's a very like, it puts you in the driver's seat and it's a very uncomfortable song if you're not ready.
Very. That's what I will say. That's something she said. She said, "Don't be afraid to listen. Dig in. It's scary, but I'm here for you."
Yeah.
Yeah. So reflect. It's something to reflect about,
And
for sure.
the song I told you it's what is it? Auntie Diaries. I think that song, I've never heard a song like that before.
Right.
And I mean that subject matter has been touched upon,
Yeah.
like Jay-Z talking about his mother
Right.
coming out as gay. But this whole song is dedicated to his aunt who identified as a man and then his cousin who identified as a woman. And him being okay with that and he was just like, this is normal. Like,
right.
And then him going through like the journey and like
Elementary and
yeah, and then I really like songs like that kind of like say like, fuck the standards, I'm gonna make a whole song about.
For him to end it with saying like, we could say faggot if y'all let that white girl say nigga,
Right.
and then just end the song like that.
Yeah.
I was like, yo.
Because I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
I just didn't know where it was gonna come at because he was like, I never knew what that meant, and I was
Right.
like, this is gonna end up being something about the N-word,
Right.
because it's the same kind of like context where people like
Mm-hmm.
just don't say it, like
Right.
but yeah, I didn't expect it to just abruptly end on
Right.
that note, but yeah, it's I really I like this album a lot.
Clearly, we
Yeah.
talked about this shit for 30 minutes.
But
we could really talk about it for hours because it's just so it's so layered.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's that kind of like, because I could do this for To Pimp a Butterfly as well. Like, I honestly can, just because like he always has a purpose with all his stuff, and they're structured in such a way,
of course,
that it's supposed to be like a story and theme, just like Damn, it's supposed to be played forwards and then backwards.
I think they were actually talking about that on Twitter last night.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, nah. They got that. I think they did that as a way to
repackage the album.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it works
because I listened to it the other way, and I was like, how does this make sense? Really?
It's just going backwards.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Because To Pimp a Butterfly is a loop. I don't know if you know that either. It's a loop.
Oh yeah, I remember you was complete. Yeah,
It just starts back over. But anyway, highly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I definitely know it won't be for everybody. Off the rip.
Oh yeah.
And that's okay. You don't
yeah.
have to like everything. But stop playing with that, man. That's all I want to say.
Let me end my take on this. I was talking to Brandon, and I was like, for one, he said the guy who made Good Kid, Mad City, the guy who made To Pimp a Butterfly, the guy who made Section 80 could not make this album.
Correct.
He had to go through that to get that, but starting at that point could not have done that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the point.
Right. But my thing was, I added to it. I was like, he couldn't have done this album without either starting his healing process, halfway through his healing process, or completely healed.
Yes.
Because this album is so vulnerable and you're opening yourself up to so much that if you didn't start healing, it might send you on another 5-year hiatus just by how this discourse would happen about all this stuff that you're talking about. Not even with the fans, just the fans, but your family members that you're speaking of and people who are involved and remember those times and all the stuff that, they went through. Your parents, your girl. Yeah, his girl was the one who told him to go to therapy. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken.
She's like, I'm so proud of you.
Her name is Whitney. I don't know if that's his wife's name or not, but if it is her, I think he kept cheating on her, and she was like, do you have an addiction? And he lied. He said that in one of the songs. He lied and said he didn't. And but so yeah, just rehashing all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to be somewhere in your healing process of breaking those generational curses.
I think this was probably the final step.
Yeah,
getting this okay, I'm good.
We're good.
This is my complete, basically everything on wax. You know what I'm saying?
It's me getting my nut
But
off.
don't think it's all just introspective. There are some bangers on there.
It's some.
There are some bangers on there.
But look, it didn't have to be any bangers on there either, though.
It didn't. It did not.
So,
absolutely not.
Excuse me, because
he's past that.
Oh yeah.
But also, we didn't talk about this, because we were getting back in the swing. But Black Star dropped an album.
Oh yeah.
In a very interesting way. They have them and Dave Chappelle have a podcast on Luminary, which is
The Midnight Miracle.
Yeah, it's a subscription only. It's basically Apple Music for podcasts.
Right.
They have very limited amount of options.
True.
But those shows on there are exclusively on that platform.
Oh, I didn't even think about them getting on the podcast and talking about the Hollywood Bowl situation.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Fuck. I don't have my same subscription.
We're getting to that later. But
I don't know.
Okay. Oh, you pussied out. Okay.
Yeah, I talked to Brady. He was like, if you want to stand on your morals, he said, but I wouldn't. I was like,
it's time for big step, bro.
Yeah, no.
But anyway, they dropped their album on Luminary, the platform.
A little bit, but they had one album come out as a group.
Yeah, it's just called Black Star.
Black Star, which was Mos Def, now Yasin, aka or
Yasin Bey,
and
Talib Kweli.
And Talib Kweli.
Right. Very well regarded album. Because for Mos Def, we got a 1-2 punch. You had that, and then Black on Both Sides, back to back. So it was like, oh shit. But yeah, first album in years. They've done plenty of stuff together, but the Black Star, it's like 9 songs.
All produced by Madlib.
Yep, and yes, so it's all on Luminary. I didn't listen to it on I listened on YouTube, but yeah, I think that's a very interesting idea because Luminary is so small as far as offerings. But I mean, it's Dave Chappelle's show, so I know he has listeners.
Oh yeah, subscribers, yeah, for sure.
And I'm sure because Luminary is not expensive. I would subscribe for this album. Yeah. I would.
So you enjoyed the album?
I did.
Okay.
It's a very short and sweet. I like that. Straight to the point. and some rapping shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want. I have some ad lib beats. I'm good. And then Black Thoughts on the album. That's all I could ask for. If you have a Black Thought on the feature, a Black Thought feature on the album, I'm going to listen to the album.
I know you see he's finna put out the album with
yes.
Who is it? Danger Mouse, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
In August though, I gotta wait till August, Chris.
It's prepared to be a hot summer.
But yes, I do know. I listen to anything Black Thoughts on. But yeah, I liked it a lot. It just kind of came really out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But I definitely
know
enjoyed
Kanye, when Kanye was on Drink Champs, he heard it and he said this is the best album he's heard and all this other stuff.
Wow.
So I was excited because
it's great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it was. I would say it's the best.
I don't know if it's the best album I've ever heard, but it's some shit though.
It's some shit on there.
And I just always like to hear Mos Def doing Mos Def shit.
Yeah.
Because Mos Def has always been very dear to my heart. He just doesn't have a lot of content.
Ever since Carmen, the hip hop opera.
Right.
I was like, Mos Def is a very interesting dude.
He is, and he doesn't have a lot of content, but the stuff that's out there is great.
No, that movie actually made me
It's a hot take.
fearful of Mos Def. I really thought he was a bad guy.
You know what made me fearful of him? Him ordering fish and hot chocolate in a Alicia Keys video.
And she always put milk in there. They told her to put water.
Yuck.
Yeah. But no, I was actually like, he plays a bad, fucked up guy really well.
Yeah.
Because that's not his character at all. I mean, from like how he acts in other things, like Rent's one of my favorite. Not Rent, but
How about you? Rent? You're a Rent fan? Nice.
I watched it once. Due to
I'm a theater kid, so like I fuck a Rent. But
yeah, girl I was dating at the time. We went through this whole little phase. Cats, everything.
I hate
I
Cats.
saw Lady Gaga live or something.
I hate Cats. Cats is a terrible musical. I don't like anything about it.
Was it Idris Elba in something?
Yes, he was in the like movie. The movie remake. It's fucking awful. Don't watch it.
I just know I watched the original and I had to.
Hairspray is my shit.
I didn't really care.
And Grease. Shout out to Grease.
What's the joint? Well, the Be Kind Rewind.
Great fucking movie.
Love that. That's one of my. That's like top 5 for me. Not 5, maybe 10, 15.
It's such an odd pairing, Jack Black and Mos Def.
It worked.
And then the concept of that movie is so bizarre, but it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it works. It works. It's like they took. Never mind.
We better say
it was gonna be bad.
Oh god.
But yeah, that Carmen movie. Yeah, I was thinking about that, and because that was around the time my brother had passed when that movie came out.
Oh damn.
So I remember watching it and then having to watch Beyonce die. I was like, "This is enough, Lord. This is enough. I don't want to see Beyonce die."
Man, she was young in that movie too, right?
Yeah, She was very young.
She had to be like 20, I think. Like she was very young.
Yeah, and then the Brat was in that shit. It was a great. It was. They don't make movies like that anymore.
The hip opera.
The hip opera. There will never ever be another Carmen Brown. Yeah, it was very dramatic. So yeah, It was definitely a opera.
Yeah.
I
remember at that time they were doing like a lot of like rap movies.
Yeah.
Because they had the one with Benny Siegel.
Not State Property and shit, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that whole era.
That rap movie.
Where it was just like rap movies.
Yeah.
Belly. Yeah. That was all at the same time. Yeah. Belly was just a very high quality one.
Very high quality. Hype Williams, man. Shout out to the God. Carmen, Belly. Oh, so Golden State got their ass kicked the other night. I'm not trying to jump everywhere. It's still music. So, whenever they beat somebody's ass, they play Whip That Trick.
Yeah, because Memphis.
Right. So I had to go. I was like, damn, I ain't heard this song in a long time. I ain't seen the movie in a while. Let me go look at some clips on YouTube. So I go and look at some clips on YouTube, watch the whole scene. I was like, damn. I had to think about it. That shit's real. Like, that's the real, like when we used to go record at Walla, it was the same type of shit. And I was like, oh my God. Like I didn't even take myself out of it to realize like up and coming rappers and shit, what they had to go through and then just whatever. So I fell in a YouTube time
you fell in
the hole, whatever. Yeah. And so I end up finding the director. They did a documentary about the film and getting made or whatever. So there's this black lady, I forget her name, she's the producer. She took the film script everywhere. It was a white guy who wrote the movie, and it was his first. It wasn't his first time directing. But it was his first time directing.
Like a motion picture.
Yeah. And she read the script. She loved it. Now she worked with John Singleton on like I forgot, but she worked with him earlier in his career. So she was taking it from studio to studio. Everybody said no.
Yes.
They had a problem with the white guy directing. All these black people was one side of it. And he's from Memphis. And then they had an issue with Terrence Howard being a pimp. They were like, why can't he be a mailman or a mailman or a plumber? This is what she said they said. Yeah. So she took it back to John, and John was like, fuck it. I'll pay for it myself. I was like, oh man,
bullshit.
This nigga gangster. So he went down there, obviously he's making sure everything goes the way that it goes and giving this guy cues because this is his first film, but he didn't get in his way. He didn't make him change anything or nothing.
Because that movie's very raw.
Very raw.
I don't know if I ever told you this.
What's up?
That's I love that movie. That's like one of my favorite movies.
It's a great fucking movie.
And you know me, I'm not a big Terrence Howard fan.
Right. That's when Maine was born.
No, it wasn't.
What movie?
He did that in Dead Presidents.
Oh yeah, come on. You read Rack 'em Up Cowboy. Oh yeah. He was menacing in that film too.
So I'm not a big Terrence Howard fan.
Okay.
Because he plays like 3 characters.
Yeah.
However, this movie, I've never seen him that raw before.
Yeah.
And also, very important note of this movie is that 3 6 Mafia had a hand in all the music. And I don't think people understand how important that is. That they didn't get somebody random. They got literally Memphis people working on this movie about hip hop in Memphis.
Yeah.
About pimps in Memphis.
Yeah.
They're not shying away from what a pimp is, what it looks like, what the women have to go. They're not, and then them winning an Oscar.
Yeah.
3 6 Mafia.
Yeah.
Winning an Oscar.
I just watched their acceptance speech because I was like, I don't remember watching it when it happened, and they were so happy. And that was the year that, what's that guy everybody likes? He's a white guy. He did the Daily Show.
Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart was hosting, and he made a joke like, "They're the happiest people here," and all this other shit. And it was a little moment.
But
yeah, it was
that's crazy because the song they won it for.
Hard Out Here for a Pimp.
Hard Out Here for a Pimp.
That's what he said. He was like, I think it just became a little less hard for a pimp out here. Yeah. Everybody was laughing. Yeah. He's like one of the losers of the thing, and then we're going to have a beef or some shit. It was a little moment.
It's just everything about that movie, like, and then Ludacris being in it also heightened it for me.
Yeah.
And him playing like a literal, like that's a real person that would do that.
Yeah.
The type of who's like gets hot away from home. Yeah. And when he comes home, he like fuck these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Dog. But yeah, go ahead. I love that movie.
It was a great film. That's all I was thinking about.
It's so like everything is like so raw like about that movie. Like with the studio stuff, we did that. We were in fucking rooms and shit sweating.
Yeah.
With a mic just in the room.
Yeah.
Egg cartons, bro. Like, come on, man. And then the funniest part is the white dude making the beat though.
Oh yeah. But he's really he really is a producer though.
No, I know.
He's really
the DJ, yeah, the dude from New Guy. Yeah.
Even the funniest part to me was
Anthony Anderson being in it.
Yeah, that's why. He had to go next door and ask DJ Paul to turn the music down. He was like, "No, I know we never seen eye to eye." And we just said some stuff, and DJ Paul just looking. He had some weed, he smell it, and he just go back. He don't say nothing the whole time. He go back in the house and he turn down the music. And that's what he records Hard Out Here for a Pimp. And I was like, yeah, man, this shit crazy.
And it's
crazy.
And you know how raw you got to make a movie to make Taraji P look ugly?
Oh, yeah. She did look ugly. She was going. But I understand.
That part, she was like sweating dirty. I was like, bro, how do you make Taraji dirty?
That like, fan, the box fan in the room that didn't have the cover over it. Oh, man.
Because they literally polished this movie from top to bottom to make it look as grimy as fuck.
No, they did,
and
that shit.
And it worked out. And then the part where he makes old girl suck dick for a microphone is insane. Yeah, that whole.
Yeah.
He's like, I need you to do something for me.
Yeah. And she was like, and she ended up getting his shit played on the radio. So, I mean, hey.
But wild times. But yeah, I can't imagine them making that movie now. But
Oh no.
that shit is great.
No.
Hustle and flow.
I got a couple topics, but I don't know like where to even go. The Nike StockX thing is a big deal, but it's not like
No.
world
Don't
shattering.
Don't care.
We got Elon Musk seemingly backing out of buying Twitter.
Don't care.
Okay. The shooting in Deep Ellum.
Yeah, that's a.
Well, the reason why I wrote that down as a topic, because it just happened Thursday night, right? So, remember, I think we were talking about it on the last episode of how the police officers are supposed to be out there patrolling now, and
it's
supposed to have
super
a curfew
regulated,
and all that shit, and it still happened. But condolences to those two people that lost their life, though, for sure.
I just can't believe Deep Ellum has just gotten this crazy.
Very, because we used to go out there and have no issues.
Bro, okay, so here, like, when I was in high school, Deep Ellum was just, like, resurging. Like, it just, because it used to be, like, nothing. Like, it was, like, just, like, a couple bars, and, like, it was, like, fucking dead. Like, no one went out there, because it was, like, no one wanted to be in that part of the city. Then they started putting more effort into it, making it in the art district, and it started booming again. I remember we had a shit ton of shows out there. I remember all that, and that was going on right after I got out of high school. And I just remember going out there. We talking the OG Curtain Club,
right?
Like, we in there, that bitch is packed, and that shit is small, but it would be packed though.
Packed.
And then I just remember seeing a lot of great shows there. Like, I saw Kendrick there. I saw Action Bronson in Deep Ellum. And I'm talking all these standing room ass places. I'm like this close to these motherfuckers on the stage. They're just a little higher than me. And that was all in Deep Ellum. That was what Deep Ellum was for me. It was like, this is where I go to see like new upcoming artists, do some shows in some like cool ass bars,
some women,
meet some cool people.
Yeah.
And like, I never remember it being like suffocating to be there. Like, it's like now it takes 45 minutes to park.
Right.
Or you have to park super far to walk over there.
Right.
And then all these streets are blocked off. They have all these requirements now. People are making you pay to get in now. I'm like, what is going on to this place? I remember when Off the Record first opened. I know you remember when it first opened.
Yeah.
We went when it first opened. And it was, I remember we would go some nights, and the DJs were always fire when we went.
Yeah.
They always play great music. But sometimes you go in there, it's me, Chris, and 10 other people in there.
Right.
And we're all drinking, and we're just chatting up, and we talk to random people and enjoy our night. Sometimes you go in there, and it's packed, but it was never like, oh, okay, well, it was always a good time.
Yeah.
Now, you can't even, like, fucking breathe anywhere, and it's just, and now they have all these random dress codes, and then, like, all the bars I remember are gone. They turned into something else, or they turned into restaurants that are, like, serving, like, $50 steaks.
Right.
And it's just a different vibe now.
Yeah, man, and
then
I mean,
shit like this is
at
happening.
least since for the past 2 years, like the shootings out there have definitely
Way increased. Yeah.
And you know,
Rex.
it's young people too. Like it's not people our age. I don't feel like, maybe I might be misinformed in that, but
It's just wild. I mean,
yeah, I rather participate in activities that are closer to home. Like instead of dropping all the way out there, anything can happen or whatever. Not trying to put that bad energy out there, never. But it seems like there's a pause in these type of activities, and then 3 months later, something like this happens again.
Yeah.
So yeah,
just very unfortunate.
Yeah, just prayers and condolences, man, to the people that lost their lives out there, man, and speedy recovery. 2 people passed. 3 people were like injured, shot or whatever. So speedy recovery to them, man. And I hope, thinking about all those workers and stuff.
Yeah.
But if you got to close the bars down street by street or some shit, I don't know. I don't know how you regulate that. I don't know how you.
Because it's I don't know either. Because it's gotten too explosive for. It's not enough space for all that.
Yeah. It's
Like it's I don't know how.
It was already, like you said, a bitch to park, because we're parking on the side of these buildings that the parking spaces are as close as me and Dalton are right now. Like it's just, I don't know, it's nasty.
It was never
Nasty
meant
to
for capacity of this.
Yeah,
like this.
yeah.
But that's gentrification for you. They're gonna wipe the neighborhood out.
In other news, I don't even. Khalil's calling me.
Oh no.
I'll answer. Hold on, Khalil. Hello.
Yeah, nigga, what's wrong with you?
What are you talking about? I'm on the pod. We on you live on the podcast, man. Say what's up.
Oh, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? What's good?
Wow.
That was a lot, I know.
Yeah, why'd you say what's wrong with me? What's wrong with you?
Nah, man, I was just trying to see what you thought about the project.
Well,
the Kendrick.
about it for 37 minutes.
We talked about it for 37 minutes.
Oh, man, y'all ready for 30 more?
Maybe we can do a part 2.
But just give me
Get it in, bro.
give me quick.
Do you like it or not, Khalil?
Yeah. Do you like it?
I mean, it's art. You know what I mean? It's art.
You don't like it?
It's subjective.
No, I love it.
Okay.
Very introspective. It's a lot. He went to therapy.
Right.
Same thing we're saying, yeah.
And I think that, it was very healing for him.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Let me ask you, what did you think it was going to be?
I mean, with the title like Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, I'm thinking he's going to come for niggas' heads, you know?
He did.
You know, I mean, he did, but he didn't, though. It really was more about his personal demons that he's been dealing with. Like, a lot of it's like, it's a lot of stuff in there, bro. It's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, but as far as the title goes, I mean, even his Oklahoma name, they broke that down. What that means, it basically means like I'm people or some shit. So like him telling you to take the chains off, strip all that away, and what do you have? Who are you?
Bitch, you ugly as shit.
Like I think it was this way of coming to people and saying like, bro, y'all need to go heal. Put your phone down and go deal with your traumas.
Nah, definitely.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah,
it definitely was, bro. I mean, but yeah, I mean, it's art, man. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely crazy. You know what I mean? He deals with a lot of personal shit.
Oh yeah, don't we all though?
His auntie used to be a man, or his auntie's a man now. Or,
yeah, that's the exact line. Yeah.
What is? Let me ask you. What's your highlight of the album, and what's your low point of the album? And then we gotta continue the podcast, and I'll call you after this. I want to get those two things from you though.
My favorite song is N95. I'm always like
take off the mask. Right. That's one of Dalton's joints for sure.
Yeah, that's one of the ones. My low is the Mama I'm Sober.
What?
Very Mother I'm Sober. It's not low as in like it sucks. It is low as
hard to
like,
listen to,
bro. It's a lot of that. It's a lot in that.
It's hard to listen to, isn't it?
It's hard to hear, bro.
Very revealing.
It's a lot. You know what I mean? And I get it, and it's good that he got that off. But it's a lot in that song, bro.
You're not trying to feel those emotions.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that. I'm not bumping that. Like,
right. Of course, yeah.
You go down the street with the window rolled down.
No, I was gonna tweet. I can't wait to play this. I can't wait to play this song during like drunk Uno or something.
Oh God, we're all gonna be crying. Draw 4.
Right.
The vibe is cute. Like,
oh yeah, you scaring the hoes.
If you play that during Uno, you're gonna be like, loser goes to therapy.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna saying? Draw 2, brother. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't want to draw 2.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I got y'all.
But yeah, we
I
just
wanted to tap in with y'all, boy. You know what I'm saying? StepBrothers podcast.
Number one podcast in the world. All right,
maybe in Arlington.
Definitely Arlington. But appreciate the call, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll call you when I get back to the to the crib.
No, you're not, nigga. But
yeah, I probably won't. All right, bro.
Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah. So,
What are we saying?
We were talking about the Dallas thing.
Oh yeah, no, I thought you were about to read another.
Yeah, I was. In other news, this whole Young Thug YSL Rico case. thing has been quite the timeline tickler.
Talk about dropping a bomb, bro.
And you know what's crazy?
damn.
The duality thing, right? So like,
Wow. Wow, Chris.
SAT word? The Kendrick dropping the Heart Part 5 and what he was talking about on that.
Yeah.
And then the very next day,
Yeah.
Young Thug gets hit with the Rico and his whole label pretty much. Gunna turns himself in. He's denied bail or bond. Thug is denied bond. I'd read something on the way here that said that they have Young Thug in like a dungeon-like cell. He hasn't seen anybody.
Jesus.
He's barely getting any sunlight. Like, they're trying to...
They got him in a cave,
basically. Yeah, so...
Didn't Lil Baby get hit with some shit, too?
He's on the list.
Right. I'm saying they got... This is, like, targeted.
Yeah, so the first person that got hit with the Rico was the guys that they were beefing with, which is Lucci or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Hood Rich Pablo Juan was after that. And then the YSL again. I don't wish nothing on these people, but there's a conversation to be had that I don't think most people are like street people on Twitter, apparently, quote unquote, quotations, but they're really not. But like, this is the same. I'll speak for myself. When niggas was yelling free TK and shit, and like it came out that he actually killed those people, I was like, or a part of killing those people, or that guy, the older man or whatever. I was like, nah, keep that nigga in there. I don't want him on. All these nigga on the streets. What the fuck are y'all talking about? It wasn't like they had a problem with him or nothing. It was like a home invasion going wrong type of shit. So no, I don't. Keep that nigga there. So I do feel like, you know, it's this morale shit. Like, do I care that a black man's in jail? Yes. But do I also care that like 50 families were affected by the actions of these people? Yes. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, I'll say this, definitely free Gunna, because all he wanted to do was make some fly music and fuck on some bitches. I don't think he had anything to do with extracurriculars. You know, it sucks that Thug was involved with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm kind of on the fence about shit like that.
Street politics, man. Like it's
I don't know.
I hate to do a Marvel movie, but there's a good saying in it from Mordo.
With great power comes grace.
The bill comes due. Everything you do has a cost, and at some point in time, that bill will become due. If it's not in this life, it'll be when you get to them gates. The bill will come due,
and that's when you don't want it to come, man.
And then
you better get it right while you're here.
That's the thing that we all deal with, because there's everybody, you know, has things they have done,
right?
And some are more severe than others, as we're seeing here, but it caught up to somebody.
I do think though, if even in TK's case or C Murder, like any guys that are in jail for any type of shit like this, right? I don't think that treating them, inhumane is the answer.
Correct. Yeah.
I think if we're really talking about it, rehabilitation has to be done, and that's not building license plates for a nickel a day, or not even a nickel a day, but that's not doing that. It's really having people in there, trained people that will sit there and again, like, figure this out. Like, what is this? Where is this coming from? Why is this? How we fix this? How we keep the streets clean and everything? Because you do think about the good that Young Thug's done. Like when him and Gunna went down to prison and freed like 20-something people.
Yeah,
who paid their bonds.
Because now the money's there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And like, it just as I was saying, the past comes.
The bill comes due.
It always comes full circle. It's just, and it is unfortunate, but I mean, it is a very, very, very delicate conversation.
It's just 25 carbs.
Yeah.
It's organic.
Yeah.
It has 85 calories.
That's her mom's shit, so I had to get it.
Shout out to Shelby's mom.
But her mom will not drink beer out of a glass. I mean, out of a bottle. You have to pour it in a glass for her.
She fancy.
Yes, very.
Oh, you fancy, huh?
And she only drinks that beer.
Okay. All
and
right.
then she has to put lime salt in it.
Thanks for the tips. I know what to get her.
Hey, I'm trying to get you in the game, baby.
Hey.
Stepdaddy Chris. Come show me, daughter.
Full circle, baby. Nah,
If y'all hear my son crying, it's because he's crying.
yeah. Nah, yeah. So I guess I would, full prayers for them. I hope their conditions better. I hope that whatever happens to them is just, I don't want to see them be made an example of,
Yeah.
but I also think that justice should be served for those families. Call me Uncle Tom. I don't know, man.
Uncle Tom for caring about other families.
I did say though, because Dalton was like, I wonder. You asked like, I wonder how long they've been like.
Yeah, they've been scoping.
Yeah, so it was like 2015, and I was like, man, I mean, 50 bodies not crazy. Like,
it's such a wild statement, bro.
I mean, it is, but it
Like
ain't.
killing one person is a wild.
No,
enough.
it's very wild, but like
50 people
over 7 years, like I feel like people died way at a more higher rate than that. Like driving the car.
I'm
or
gonna give you perspective. In Avengers, apparently, when the buildings collapsed in New York, only 23 people died.
Yeah, all right.
So that's more than the New York
That's more
collapse.
than that's more than that.
That is insane.
Nah, I saw Zach sent me they were talking about the shooters in Dallas. And niggas can't take nothing serious. This nigga said Dallas is the murder capital of Texas. Or it's like Deep Ellum's the murder capital of Dallas. It was something to
That's
that effect.
crazy. Okay.
But like you got to really think about that. Like to call like a city the murder capital of a
of a state.
is like that's wild. It's usually like But anyways,
Golly.
I don't have any other happy stuff to talk about. Like did the joke. We don't care about Nike versus StockX.
Let me think.
Don't really care about. Okay. So Texas banned IG the filters on IG.
What does that even mean?
The Texas Attorney General is suing Meta, claiming that Instagram is misusing facial recognition from the filters. That I was talking to Kaylee about that actually. So I asked her like, what was the reason behind it, and that's what she said. They said that the Texas
about the
Attorney
terms
General.
and because whenever you get to do face stuff, there's always like terms and conditions, like because they're taking your likeness in the
Right.
camera. So theoretically, people will take your face and they like use it for ads and stuff like that, even further. And then they have like what you look like, also your name and profile, so it's easier to take your information.
That's why you got to be. Miles told me this a couple years ago, like right when the pandemic started. He said it ain't on you, it's in you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, boy.
That's what y'all women got to remember.
That's such a Miles line.
You always got a nigga like me. I don't care what you look like. You know what I'm saying? What that mouth do?
That's such a Miles statement, though. He gives you those one-liners, and then he just be like,
You just walk away. A cloud of smoke just appears, and
he just flies back to LA. He just floats back. Yeah.
it ain't on you. It's in you. So no, you before the podcast started, you were touching on the baby formula crisis.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't aware of why. So break that down for me.
Yeah.
You know
So
what
I
I'm saying?
mean, apparently,
Philosopher D.
like in America, there is a national baby formula shortage.
Crazy.
I'm talking about sold out.
Crazy.
Like if you go to a store to the aisle, they're empty. They have like diet ones left. Like they have like there's like 2 cans an aisle. That's crazy. There's
Probably
literally
even had diet.
there's like no baby formula.
Yeah.
And like so thank God like my wife is able to produce milk and we're able to feed him breast milk, but it's really bad because some people can't do that.
Right.
Some women are literally are incapable of making enough milk for their baby, so they have to formula feed, or they
Half and half
they
or
make a
something.
little bit but not a lot, so they have to do alternate between the two. And some babies need a formula that has stuff for a upset, like for a sensitive stomach. Doug's son, for instance, has a sensitive stomach, so he can't drink exclusively breast milk because it upsets his stomach. So they have to feed him gentle stomach formula. There's stuff for things like that, or kids with allergies and stuff. There's like specific ones.
Right.
So there are literally families that now are having to find ways to feed their child, and that is. And like, just think about all the babies in the world.
I think about our friend group, how many babies have been born in the last 6, 7 months.
And in the first 6 months of a baby's life, all they can drink is breast milk or formula.
Right.
They can't eat any solid food. So like, there's millions of newborns right now. I know that's for a fact. So like, this is like very dire, and it's like one ingredient. So like, there is like a distributor that basically has this ingredient for all the brands. Doesn't matter what brand you are. And they have a shortage, and it's just insane. I don't know if it's because of gas prices or what. Like what? Because like if you go on Amazon and search formula in a different country, like they have it in the UK, they have it in Australia, but America they don't. I don't know what it is about America per se, but
is that company that makes that ingredient here in America?
I'm guessing so.
Okay,
it's just so like no matter what brand, Enfamil, Similac. Whatever.
There's only like 2 like major brands like
Enfamil and Similac. So like none of it. You can't get anything. So like it's very sparingly, and then some people, shitty enough, just like when the pandemic started, hoarding that shit, like toilet paper, paper towels.
Well, usually they'll put a limit like 2 per customer or 1 or whatever.
But if they bounce between store to store, they just keep doing that.
Right.
But that happened with toilet paper.
Yeah.
And then people were selling toilet paper for an crazy price. They were reselling toilet paper.
Yeah.
So this is happening now with baby formula. So now people are like, oh, $80 a can. $80 for a can of formula. Do you know how long a formula lasts?
How much? How long?
Okay. So 1 can of formula generally will last about 10 to 14 days because my son eats every 2 to 3 hours, 4 ounces a bottle. Okay.
Let's see how much a can is. Let's do a little math.
So I have a can of formula in there.
You know what's cooler than science, Dalton? Math.
That
was in the Spider-Man movie. Nigga.
Oh.
I thought you would have got that. What am I looking up?
Baby formula can size. But I have one in there.
Oh, I forgot I'm typing on here.
So, for instance, the one I have in there, 4 ounces, right, is, I believe, 4 to 6 scoops, I believe, of formula. So you go through that can very quickly.
I'm sorry, I got close. Okay. Oh, they have a baby formula finder.
Well, see, it sucks that people have to make that.
How old is your child?
1 month.
Newborn to 12 months, older than 12 months. Okay, yours is. Was your child born prematurely? No.
No.
How are you currently feeding your child? Let's say exclusively formula. I want to see what happens.
What are you doing?
Shut up. Which best describes your child after a formula feeding? No specific concerns. Fussy and gassy.
Sleep. Sleep.
No symptoms. No specific concerns. What's your preference? Immune supporting, organic? No. Do you have a preference? Immune supporting, organic?
Immune support. Just put that.
All right. Similac formula finder.
0.
Holy shit. Okay, so it tells you it's 360 total care, but it doesn't say where.
I think it's just trying to tell you which formula to buy.
Yeah. Oh, that was whack. I thought we were finna crack a mystery.
Anyway, either way, the formula is basically wiped out. So now all these people, and I saw a very ugly like post, and I saw a woman respond to it. But basically, the woman was like, "See, this is why you have to breastfeed. These issues will never arise with breastfeeding." And then she was basically on this high horse about breastfeeding, and I was like, and then she was talking about it's free, and like it's easier. And I was like, those are both incorrect. Not everything has to cost money. Like, it costs my wife a lot of time to pump.
Right.
A lot of time. My wife has to pump pretty much every 4 hours, or else her boobs get very, very sore. She literally gets physical pain, and if you literally touch them when they're empty, they feel like normal. But when they're like, say she waits 6 hours to pump, her boobs feel like your knee. They're this hard. They're like rock hard. And then my wife makes a lot of milk. Like, luckily, on a normal, so each cup, right? She'll get 6 ounces per titty. So that's 12 ounces.
That's wild to say. I'm sorry.
Right.
Titty's a wild word to me. I'm sorry.
But that's 12 ounces per pump. So that's a lot of milk every time she pumps. We have a lot of milk in the fridge.
Yeah.
But if she waits, she fills that up almost twice.
Wow.
So, and then it just keeps coming out. So, like,
have you tried the milk?
Yes, me and my wife have tried it because her grandma was like, "You should know what you're feeding your baby." So I was like, "You're right, Granny. We should." So we both took a shot.
How'd it taste?
It tastes like sweet milk.
Sweet milk.
It has like a sweet taste to it.
Okay, cool.
But it's not as thick as like regular milk. It's kind of like it has a water consistency.
Got you.
It was still weird though.
Right.
But I was like, I'm not gonna do it again. But I did it.
Right.
Nutritious. But yeah, but like I said, it takes a lot of time, effort. And it's not like, because my wife was unable to get him to latch.
Right.
So we bottle feed him the breast milk. That way I could feed him, her mom could feed him, Chris can feed him if he wanted to. Anybody could feed him. But that takes a lot of effort as well, trying to get him to latch. So, if they did exclusively breastfeed, like, that means my wife has to do extra stuff.
Right.
She has to be available for my baby. She has to get in a spot to be comfortable. And then they fall asleep easier. They eat their fill, but they eat a lot slower with the breast because it takes a lot more work. That's why I was like, this shit is not easier. With formula, you just put in a bottle, shake it up, and call it a day. So sometimes it is a better option for your family, whatever. Because if my wife didn't produce enough milk, that would be the option we'd go with. So it's very unfortunate, especially as a new dad. I definitely feel for anybody.
All the mothers out there.
For sure. Because we were very close. My wife was very close to be like, I'm trying to get this shit stopped. I want to, because it's a lot of work. It is. So, like, it's just, stuff you don't think about, like baby formula.
Right.
Like, you just always see it, you're like, I don't have a baby, whatever. But like, now that it's out, I'm like, I can't believe baby formula is something affected. But fucking supply chain, bro.
This is Biden's fault somehow. Speaking of mother, how was y'all's first Mother's Day?
It was good, man. It was. I definitely was pretty emotional about it, but I got her some Tiff's treats delivered to the house, snickerdoodle cookies with some ice cream and a balloon, and then I got her favorite flower, the orchid, but it's a Lego version, so it never dies.
Oh.
So the card I said, "Let me give you your favorite flower, but it's beautiful like our love, but it never dies."
Oh.
And it's a Lego. We have it out there. And then we went out to eat with her mom on Sunday at the social house in Fort Worth. We went with all her brothers.
Nice.
We took Raiden. That was Raiden's first
outing. How'd he act?
Slept the whole time.
Nice.
So he slept in the car all the way to the restaurant, at the restaurant, all the way back.
Nice.
He was asleep for about 4 hours. I was very surprised.
Shout out to Raiden.
And then, but once he got home, started going crazy. He's like, "I'm hungry, motherfucker."
Yeah.
So,
me, bitch. Yeah.
But he did good. It was cool though. And then of course I texted every mom I knew. So my mom, she's coming down June 4th, so she'll be here very shortly.
Shout out to mom.
Vicky, Katie, Kristen, everybody.
Yeah.
Every mom I know.
Speaking of babies, and I want to shout out Justin and Taria. They're getting ready to have their baby shower this weekend. Sorry.
I think baby shower and gender reveal in the same.
Yes. So, sorry we couldn't be there, Justin. Taria. We will definitely catch y'all on the next one.
I already told them. I mean, I got a newborn driving to Houston. It's pretty tough.
I got some personal issues going on right now, so I couldn't leave the state just yet, or a city.
Can't leave the state. Houston's out of state. Yeah.
To me, it is.
But
anytime you're driving out of state.
But I am looking forward to the pictures and knowing what it is, because he never told me yet.
Ridge and Dev are going to represent for our tribe.
Yeah, so shout out to them for going.
Yeah. I wanted to. Yeah, I didn't text all the women that I know because I dated some of them. Others. Yeah, I was just really wasn't trying to rehash.
I thought you were gonna say because you didn't have their numbers because of.
Oh no, that was, I mean, that particular incident happened way later. So like I texted Shelby, I texted Katie, I texted my sister, I texted my cousins.
You told your mom to her face.
Actually, I did not tell my mother Happy Mother's Day.
Wow.
Yeah, I just thought about that.
That is crazy.
I built her a swing though.
Doesn't count.
Yes, it does.
You got to tell her.
My body says otherwise. God damn it. My whole body I look like a fucking crunch bar right now.
So, ladies, do you hear this? He won't even tell his own mother.
It was not that I didn't. She just no. Actually, okay. Wait. I did. If this counts, I bought the shout out to Miles again. I said this on Twitter. The Bel Air Blue. They really liked it.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
So I bought 2 bottles, but one was supposed to be for us, and one was just supposed to be for my mom. But Jennifer popped off the first time without me.
It was all 3 of them, right? Drew?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. She popped it off before I could get it. Her popping it off. So I was like, we might as well open this other one. And that's what the fuck we did.
Double fisting.
Fisting. But yeah, when I was making the video, I said Happy Mother's Day. Yeah.
Right on. let me go see if I can get my son in
Yeah,
here.
go get him.
I want him to Google Gaga scream or whatever on here and then put on camera.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hold down the podcast while Dalton negotiates the freedom of his child. And yeah, man. So how y'all doing out there? You know? I'm just here holding it down. I don't want y'all to hear any domestic issues. How y'all doing today? That's nice. It's nice. I really gotta pee. Wish she didn't leave me in here. Sounds like Rain's crying. I don't know what to say without a partner being here. Shout out to Justin, Mr. I Ain't Shit Justin. I hope you listen to this and I hope this finds you well. Oh, here they come. He's in a pissy mood. Look at Raiden. Get his angles right, Dalton.
I don't want to, because he's coming right here. I don't want to, oh yeah, he knows it now.
He's squinting. He get his light skin.
Here, let me, come on, buddy. Tell him something.
Oh, he finna cry.
Tell him something.
He finna cry.
Tell him
He finna bust.
Tell him something, Raiden.
What's up, baby boy? Hey, baby boy.
Nothing?
Eh.
No goo-goo, no whimper? Nothing for me?
He said, get this goddamn microphone out my face before I beat your ass.
I just want one noise, and I'll put you back to mama.
That's you got it.
Did you hear it? Buddy.
He ain't going.
That boy chilling. Okay.
Bye, Raiden. I'll see you in a little bit. He looking at me like, why the fuck you in here? Dawn got a black baby, y'all. Give it up for Dawn. And he looks just like his mother, you guys.
He does. Hey, buddy.
That is not a light skin baby. That is a rice skin baby. From the mountains of Caucasus. No, he definitely mixed. Definitely. Don't get too comfortable saying that, Dalton. That sounds kind of racist. Yeah, man. Here we are, alone again. Alone again. A little whimper is all we got.
Yeah.
You guys got a treat today.
Yeah. He didn't scream. I'm surprised. I thought he was gonna start.
I'm telling you, he looked at me like, you don't look real not.
His facial expressions are pretty wild.
Yeah.
He's unimpressed by a lot of things.
Real, recognize real, and you looking real
but
unfamiliar.
He's chilling. But that's my son in all his beautiful glory. He's a very beautiful child.
What's his sign?
Aries, yeah.
He's an Aries, not maybe
Fire
not
sign.
nice.
Yeah.
Listen, God of War, right?
Yo, at 2 a.m., he's definitely the God of War. Kratos is yelling at me every fucking time, bro. God damn.
All right.
But that's my son, everybody. If you're on the video, you got to see him.
We're at the 124 mark. Well, it doesn't matter.
He's on the video, and then did you hear that little whimper?
Yeah, I heard the whimper.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
in the headphones. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, I just want to get at least one sound.
It's very, very, very.
He was being really chill for some reason. He wasn't even.
Cause he know who he felt the vibe.
Nah, it's because Papa Bear was holding him. But that's my son, man. I just want to end on a beautiful note.
Yeah, very beautiful.
Anything else you want to say?
I really have to pee, so no.
Okay. Well, Chris has to pee.
Yep.
I'm gonna go help my wife clean up some stuff, and then we'll be back again
next week
at our normal place. I just wanted to get my son on here.
Mm-hmm.
So, So we'll be back next week, and thanks y'all for tuning in as always, and listen to Kendrick album. All right.